My name is Brandon and welcome to or welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you like what you see in here, you're more than welcome to hit the subscribe button so you stay notified every time I upload a new video. Okay, let's get straight on with today's video. Hello and welcome back to Is That More Brandon. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing a review for Love Island Series 9 Episode 12. I do have to actually remember which series we're on because I nearly said Series 11 for some reason. But yeah, it's definitely Series, sorry, what series is it? 9, Series 9. Yeah, of course it's Series 9. Yeah, so at the beginning of the episode, Lana basically said to everyone that nobody is safe tonight. I think it's because of the thing that people are getting so comfortable with their partners. They don't think anything's going to happen, and then their little rainbow is, yeah, filled with fire of the new bombshell. So, yeah, Olivia and Ellie had a quick chat, and I think she just wanted to know where her head was at, and Ellie basically said, Tom is calm, kind, and cute. Someone that she seemed to maybe potentially gravitate towards. And then, yeah, Shaq basically said that Ron and Lana will probably end up back together again. Lana said that if he is open, that she's going to be open with other people. And then Ron actually said to the boys that there's no way that she's ever going to, like, touch this in terms of, like, getting to know him more. And he basically said that he was potentially going to try and end it with Ellie before, like, it even started. So, yeah, that's kind of where the beginning of the episode started. And let's see what happens next. Spencer and Zara had their first chat. So obviously, new bombshell, Spencer trying to get to know everyone. Zara said that it seems to be early days, but she was in a solid couple with Tom, basically saying that she was one of the newer couples, but she'd already kind of found that better connection. Yeah, she was jealous of Tom talking to other people. So I think that's kind of, yeah, so she's jealous of Tom talking to other people, but maybe she's not happy that Tom's not happy that she's talking to other guys. So it should kind of work both ways. Everyone should be open to getting to know everyone. No one's in a proper relationship. And you're just testing the waters to see if there is anything better. If not, then you know what you've got is good. Zara said in that conversation, like continued with Spencer, you need to find your feet and find your feelings. So you need to know where you stand, and you also need to know where your brain stands to know who you're gonna go for. With Tom and Ellie, she basically said to him that he looked really, really moody when she first walked in. And he was like, oh my god, I'm really sorry. And he basically said to her that he's not exclusive and he's not bothered about Zara speaking to Spencer because they're not in a relationship. And I think she basically said, well, that's a red flag because it's a girl you're speaking to. You would, if you genuinely liked her, you would get upset if they were talking to other guys. But I think he kept saying that, yeah, he's not in a relationship. And then during the chat with Ellie, he did actually kind of stutter his words a little bit. I think he said she was a good looking girl. And then he wasn't able to get his words out. And then Ellie basically said that Zara had made it out like him and Zara were both 100% solid, in it for each other. So again, he's been picked up on that by Olivia, where she said the same thing, and now Ellie is saying the same thing. So maybe it's not Zara that's the problem here. Maybe it's just Tom not explaining his words correctly, telling Zara that, oh yeah, I'm all for you, and then telling the other girls, yeah, the door's open, I want to get to know you, when actually he doesn't even know what he wants to do. Kai and Tanyel had a quick chat. And I think they just discussed about looking up at the moon, that if she was to get upset, she could look up, her family would also be looking up, and they would technically all be looking at each other. So I think that was quite cute. And Kai actually then got a text with Tanya and Shaq being able to head to the hideaway for one night. So yeah, all of the boys and the girls in the villa were shouting Shaq attack. In the hideaway, there was things including a shower, a swimming pool, and a cupboard with the words playtime. So it wasn't just like a little room with like a little drawer underneath the bed. They literally made a villa within a villa, which was quite cool. Really nice, really pretty, and yeah, quite naughty as well. But I won't get into those details because I'm sure we wouldn't know what happens. Zara and Tanyel had a quick chat, and Zara basically said to Tanyel that Tom has spoken to Ellie twice. He hasn't even come up to speak to her, to kind of update her on the situation or let her know where his head stands with this new girl. And I think she just said, I don't need mixed signals because I wouldn't accept this on the outside. And Tanyel basically said, don't doubt the situation, he is a nice guy. And yeah, I think she just kind of wanted a bit of clarity because it took so long for her to get Tom. She just wants to know if she's going to basically keep Tom. And then with Lana and Olivia, I think Lana basically said to Olivia that Ron had told her that he was going to potentially end things with Ellie. And then obviously when the two of them went off for a chat, Lana basically was like, oh, is that Ron? The next conversation was obviously Ellie and Ron. She said to him, don't feel like you have to dim your situation because obviously I like you as a person. And Ron basically said he wants to at least give him and Ellie a chance to know exactly where his head is at with Lana. He also continued to say that she's not my girlfriend, she can't just wife herself off. Obviously at this point he had lied, because he said to Lana he was going to end it, but he said to Ellie he's going to start getting to know her. So I think that was a bit of a weird move from Ron. Like, I thought he was a bit more genuine than that, but yeah, maybe at the same time he has to try and get to know someone else. Ellie basically said that she seemed to have a gut feeling that he's going to run back to her, but for now was going to obviously get to know him, because obviously he was happy to get to know her. With Shaq and Tanya, obviously she did her little rose catwalk in the hideaway. She basically shouted "I like you" 100 times, with Shaq saying, well hang on, doesn't that mean you basically love me? And she was like, no, not yet. And then with Tom and Zara, they went off for a chat. So Tom walked about 100 miles in front of Zara, with her basically saying, you're walking really fast. And yeah, that's when she picked up that he'd had 2 chats with Ellie and wasn't able to at least like pick her for a chat. And again, he repeated himself saying, we're not exclusive, you've got all of my energy, making that clear to her. Obviously she got a bit upset, but at least kind of she knew where his head was at that point. Ron and Lana had a quick chat as well, and he did say that he needed to open up and be honest with Lana, because obviously, like I said, he said one thing to her and one thing to Ellie, and he said that he still wanted to give Ellie the time of day, with Lana saying, well, you shouldn't have told me you were going to end it if you kind of had other plans. She said that she's taking a step back and she didn't want to be involved in a weird trio thing. Ron said obviously he's never done anything like this before, but he needs complete confirmation. And Lana said that you can't be in 2 worlds at once, and it seems like I'm not in your world for now, I'm out. Almost like a Dragon's Den quote, like, I'm out. No investment there from Lana for now. Ron obviously had a quick chat with some of the boys. I think it was Spencer, Will, Kai and Tom. Said that he needed to speak to Ellie in order to know exactly what he was kind of looking for. And I think he kind of said that he kind of messed it up with Lana. And then Lana basically said to Tanya and Olivia that she didn't want to be a second option, and that she always seems to get good guys and then they just seem to walk all over her. So she basically didn't want that to happen again, and that's why she said she was obviously taking that step back. Olivia said that in terms of the outfit, she might go a bit bougie with her outfit tonight. And then with Tom and Lana, she basically said that it's up to Ron what he wants to do. With Ron basically saying to Ellie, with Ron basically saying about Ellie, he quickly needs to get to know her. Obviously, I think Kai had a little of a nap. Will decided to scare him under the duvet. And then with Shaq and Tanya, I think Shaq said, this is the face I could wake up to every single day. So obviously, they got their little cute, like, vibes on. And Tanya said, being in the hideaway makes you see what the outside life is going to be like, kind of having your own space, having your own, like, area to, like, do whatever. And obviously being able to, like, meet each other's families or be in a comfortable place and kind of forgetting that you're on TV. Tanya said to Tanya in the morning, like, when they came back, did you do anything? And she basically just said, everything. No explanation needed. You know what that means. And then Shaq basically said to the boys that he was a 5-star general. Lana and Tanya had a quick chat, and she basically explained, I think Tanya, because she wasn't there, she was like, did I miss out on anything? And Lana said, yeah, me and Ron fell out because now he wants to get to know Ellie. Again, like I said, Ellie was just sitting there. And I think Ellie basically said here, don't just leave the ball in his court. You have to tell him what you want and what you're looking for. And at the end of the day, it is up to him to decide, but the girls need to speak up and say, look, you can't have both of us. Choose one or you get neither, basically. Yeah, with Shaq and Ron, I think at this point, Ron basically said to the boys that he wanted to get to know Ellie and that he'd probably mess things up with Lana. And Shaq basically said, I don't agree with what you're saying about Lana. With Kai basically saying, you could have trust lost in you altogether if you go for this new girl. So both of the boys basically saying, look, just stick with Lana. You know it's good. Don't waste your time getting to know this new girl, because you're probably going to run back to Lana and she's going to be interested in someone else. So do things in the right order and do things correctly. Don't just get to know everyone, like, just because you can. Yeah, so Ellie then had a quick chat with Ron and Shaq. She said that she's obviously trying to get used to her first day, and sometimes people need to lighten up. And Ron and Ellie both received a text that they were going to have their first date in the treehouse. So the treehouse was the new addition to the Love Island villa. It was obviously still in the villa, but kind of far enough away. They could see into the villa, but the villa couldn't see what was going on in the treehouse. Ron did a cheers to their first date, with Ellie saying that she was a bit buzzing. They were happy to be on the first date, and she was like to him, are you happy to be on your first date with me specifically? With him saying, yeah, like, we might be able to have a bit of pillow talk tonight. I think during the chat, she was obviously a little bit flirty, kind of, again, questioning the relationship of Ron and Lana. But yeah, I don't think he gave much back. It was just more of a nice date. Tanya and Lana had a quick chat, and Lana basically said, I wouldn't be bothered. Actually, I would be bothered if he started getting to know this new girl. Crack on, is what she said. So Ron and Ellie then obviously had another chat. She basically said, like, you are usually pushed to make decisions in here. And he said what he had with Lana was very, very strong. And he said he's never going to let someone rush him in order to make a decision. Ellie said, you will restrict your experience though if you go back to Lana, because then you will never be able to actually explore again because you've already tried to do that once. Ron basically said to the boys that he would be honest, and it kind of wasn't really there between him and Ellie. Ellie said to the girls that she was really into him, and I think he basically said that she was a little bit too forward, a little bit too flirty, and that she kept firing digs at his relationship with Lana. So Shaq basically said, well, don't mention anything to Lana, just kind of get your head in a place first, kind of think about what you want to do, where you want to go. And Ron said that the date wasn't special, so it kind of felt like there was nothing that was going to come out of that. And then Spencer and Olivia also received a message that they were going to have their first date in the treehouse. So again, off they went. Olivia said to Spencer that she needed to see kind of his soft side. They kind of explained what the good views were that they had on the date. So Spencer was like, yeah, so we've got some nice deer, we've got some nice mountains. And Olivia was like, and we've got a hot girl. So obviously they had their little giggle there. And she did say to him that she does love banter, but she wants to see and get to know Spencer on a bit of a deeper level. Like, she's fine with someone trying to be funny, but just not all the time. Like Will, basically, she wants to see that he can actually have emotional chats and deep conversations. And well, I think she said to him that she would have picked Spencer, but obviously if he wasn't available, then she would have obviously stuck with her Tom. Ron and Tanyel, Will and Ellie all had a little mini chat between the four of them. Ron and Tanyel sit in one place, Will and Ellie somewhere else. I'm not sure what they spoke about. We just saw a little video clip of the two of them in their pairs having their chats. And Spencer basically said to the boys that he needs to kind of show banter first with the girl, because if they can't approve or accept that, then he's not going to want to go any deeper. He says Olivia she passed the first test, so maybe it is now his time to obviously, yeah, be a little bit more serious. And Olivia basically said to the boys that constant banter does usually turn her off, but potentially a little cuddle was on the cards with the two of them tonight. Again, Will had a little barn dance in the shower, obviously getting ready for the following evening. And the girls, you could see them doing their makeup on their hair, and all the boys were sitting there filing their fingernails. So yeah, a bit of a different vibe in the two different rooms. The girls were like, oh my god, you look gorgeous, la la la, and probably the boys been like, yeah, your nails like absolutely fine. So that was quite strange to see. Then Ron and Ellie had their quick chat following their date at the treehouse. Ron basically said he wanted to have a conversation after the date to kind of just explain to her where his head was at. He said he didn't think there was a major spark between the two of them, and Ellie said that if you gravitate towards someone, just go for it, like just do it. And then with Spencer and Lana, Olivia and Lana said that he was the only girls he was interested in getting to know, and they both have different personalities. I think Lana described her and Olivia as two completely different people, like chalk and cheese, but that they were really, really super close. And then, yeah, they were both very, very different people. And she said that she's not closed off because he's obviously extremely nice in terms of being like a nice guy and also very attractive. And it might even make Ron jealous, and so he should be, because obviously she was jealous when he was talking to other girls. Then Ron and Lana had a quick chat again as well. So he basically admitted that she would probably lose trust in him with what he's doing, and sometimes he would say things without meaning them, such as the wanting to end things with Ellie. He said that she's always on her mind, and Lana basically said if he wants to get to know another girl better, she's gonna get to know another guy better, and she'd rather him be honest and say, look, I want to get to know X better, rather than her having to find it out through someone else. And then she basically opened up and told him about Spencer, saying, I'm now being honest with you, saying I'm going to get to know him, and that's what you should have done before. And then to end the episode, we had a game of dares. So Olivia asked if everyone was ready, and I certainly was ready. So Olivia had to snog the two islanders that she thought were attracted to her. So she picked obviously Tom and new guy Spencer. Spencer had to snog the three good looking girls. He picked Tanyel, Lana and Olivia. Tanya had to tell the islander who gave her the biggest ick, and she chose Will because of his weird rule. Ellie had to snog the fittest islander, so she chose Tom. Tanya had to do a sexy lap dance on the best islander, she chose Shaq. Ellie had to slow dance with the most boring Islander. She chose Kai. I wouldn't say Kai is the most boring, I just think he's probably the quietest, maybe the one who hasn't come out of his shell the most. And now Tanyel's starting to open up. Maybe we will see that side of Kai. But like I said, Ellie has literally been there for 5 minutes. She's already digging like daggers at Lana's relationship with Ron, and she's saying that Kai's boring. So she's definitely making an entrance. Aaron said who is most likely to talk about someone behind their back, adding that they'd already done it and he'd already seen it. He picked Zara. And Lana said she had to choose the couple with the most potential and the couple with the least potential. Most potential, she chose Tanya and Shaq. Least potential, she chose Tom and Zara. Olivia had to choose the boy who she thought her family would like. She chose Tom, adding that he was respectful and that her mum would absolutely love him, saying to the camera that he's never left her mind. And then Zara had to snog the Islander who she thought was the most trustworthy. She chose Lana. And the least trustworthy she had to blow a kiss to, and she did that to Olivia. And then finally Tom had to pick the 3 Islanders who made up the perfect partner for himself, splitting them down in face, body and personality. So he said it would be the face of Olivia, the body of Zara and the personality of Lana. And I think that's when Zara was just like, well, hang on, I'm not just a body, I'm not just a thing. And yeah, she got a bit weirded out by that. Yeah, maybe it was a secret compliment to Olivia being like, look, I know I'm with this girl at the moment, but you're still on the cards. And yeah, that's where that episode ended. So yeah, if you did enjoy, don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. Let me know down in the comments, who are your favourite Islanders, who are your least favourite? Have you seen any of my tweets? If not, can you go and have a look, please? So yeah, if you did enjoy the reaction, don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. I will be back very, very soon. And until then, thank you for watching. I got a text, and goodbye.